Hello, guys. Welcome to Let's Be Honest podcast. This is Demetri, of your host, and I want to, as usual, start with gratitude today. I want to say thank you for tuning in to the podcast. I want to say thank you for my followers and supporters of the Let's Be Honest podcast with Demetri, a Facebook page. I want to say just thank you all just for coming back again to listening to the episodes. Also, I want to say I want to hear from you. You can reach me at Let's Be Honest Podcast at yahoo.com. And the Let's is spelled L-E-T-S without the apostrophe. If there's something you want to hear more of or less of, or maybe there's a particular subject matter that you want to hear about, or you want the guest to give you a little bit of advice on, then I am here for you. If you have a small business, you want to promote your business, I want to hear from you. So send me an email. You can message me on Facebook. I'll be more than happy to connect with you. I want to make that connection with you. Okay. And today, we're just going to jump right on into it today. We have the Boss Babes back today. Yay! And we are joined with a couple special guests today. We are missing one of our Boss Babes, Charlotte. I think she's celebrating her birthday this weekend. So she's here with us in spirit. Yes. But we are actually joined by two guests today. One is Jeremy. Say hello.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Jeremy.
And Demetric.
Hey.
And this is going to be very interesting. This is the first time that we're actually bringing the guys and the girls together to kind of talk about some things. So I'm excited about that. So we're going to just get right on into it. Okay, ladies, we are back at it with another podcast episode. And I guess we'll be on our best behavior.
I guess. I mean, we'll think about it. I'm thinking about it.
Okay, and so that's Jackie, and Salita is back with me today. And I thought it'd be interesting to have us to be joined with some gentlemen, because as we know, we're seeing a lot on social media about relationships and this whole Kevin Samuels TikTok viral video and things like that. So I thought it'd be interesting to kind of talk about it and see, maybe why do we feel like we're not getting along right now? Because it seems like there's so much division between men and women and things like that. So I thought it'd be interesting for us to kind of talk about that and discuss that in an open forum, just so we can try to better understand what guys think and what women think. And of course, we know I can't speak for every woman, and the gentleman can't speak for every man. Well, I think Demetri probably think he can speak for every man.
He'll try. Really.
But so I want to go into something because I thought this was very interesting. And so we're just going to go right into this here. And I looked at the statistics in terms of Black women being single versus being married. And I just want to read this these statistics, these numbers for you guys, and see what you guys think about it. Okay. It says that, hold on, let me get to this spot here. That recent estimates highlight that there's an important trend that Black women are less likely to enter into marriage or remarry than Black men or women from other racial and ethnic groups. Okay. Mm-hmm. It says 7 out of 10 Black women are unmarried, and 3 of 10 may never marry. Okay. Even though it says thus the disproportionate number of black women who are single has been very well documented, this demographic pattern is so noticeable that it has even received considerable attention from popular media like CNN, Black in America, ABC News, Nightline, and so forth from there. With the subject, why can't a successful black woman find a man? Okay? And some of the reasons that they say in this article, it says, among those desiring to marry, scholars have identified barriers related to economic instability challenges that undermine long-term relationships or success, meaning difficulty trusting, current relationship problems, pain from past relationships, inequities in human capital between partners, fears of divorce, and concerns about readiness for marriage, or lack of skills and preparedness for marriage.
That's a big one.
That's a good one. That's a
So
real good one.
I said
That's a
a
big
whole lot in that. I said a whole lot in that. And I will be the first to admit, I'm going to be the first one to admit, to say that when Demetric and I got together or started living together, I wanted to be married, but I was not ready for marriage. I wasn't. But I wanted to be married because we were like shacking, you know. So I was like, you ain't gonna be getting, what is it?
Don't buy getting the milk for free.
Yeah, you gonna get this milk, you know. So I was like, no, you need to marry me, you know. And he was like, hell no. You know, he was like, hey, pump the brakes, you know. But for me, having parents that were in church and my dad being a pastor, you know, we were always taught that you should not be shacking, and you need to be married and things like that. But I was not ready.
I don't think nobody is.
You don't think they're ready?
You can't get ready for it unless you do it.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think so.
So you don't think that there are any steps that you can take at all, like 0 steps? Because I think we do know some people who just, let's just be for real, they're not ready for a relationship. So there's got to be some sort of preparation that you can do
I think
to
it's
at least
some
be
steps
ready.
that you can. I don't think, man, it's so much that go into marriage. You just got to do it and stick
I don't
with
know.
it.
That's well, okay. You
got to be prepared.
Okay, let me say this. Let me say this. Okay, before we get to that, let me say this in relation to the information that I read. Okay, how do you all feel in terms of a woman? Okay, it talked about lack of skills or preparedness to be ready. You know. And with it being such a large number of single black female or successful single black females, as it said, what do you think that means in terms of lack of skills? I mean, what skills do you think that you need to and that we are lacking, or do you feel that you're good to go in that area, or?
I need a blanket immunity.
We are leaving him alone with his wife, and you shall do whatever you want to him.
I give you immunity. I give you immunity.
I think all of those statistics relate to different type of marriages, different relationships. But for me, I feel the man drives the marriage. I think women are nurturers. And if we love a man, whether we the side piece or the old piece, it doesn't matter. But when it comes to marriage, if a man drives the marriage, the woman gonna go. I mean, it's just how I feel about it.
You think that if he pursues marriage with the woman, that the woman is going
She'll fall in place.
She's going to fall in place with that. But that could be a slippery slope, though.
They could.
Because what if he isn't prepared himself for marriage? Or what if you have not vetted that person enough to know? And I think this kind of falls into the window of why so many black women could be single, is because we simply don't know how to choose.
It's true.
You know, so just because the man say, hey, I want to get married, sometimes we're just so excited that he wants to get married.
Exactly.
But some men are good at making it seem like they ready when they're really not. So
Absolutely.
you can fall into that trap of thinking you got a man that's ready when he really not. And just like for myself, I thought I was ready, but I wasn't nowhere near. When I really, started seeking knowledge and really trying to figure out what I needed to do, because I really wanted to make it work. When I really realized the work that you have to do,
it's some work.
It's like, man, I don't know if I signed up. You gotta at that point, you gotta like say if I really want to do this or not, because it's a lot of work.
So you don't think that you could have did any of that work beforehand?
No, I mean,
none of it. You don't think you could have did nothing to make yourself just a little bit more prepared?
No, because I really felt like I had myself together.
But you realized you didn't,
right.
And then you realized there were things that you should have did to prepare. So you don't think any of those things you could have did in the beforehand before you even proposed?
The only thing I could have said I should have did was seek God more.
Okay.
Yeah.
But on a physical plane, I feel like I had it all together.
That's why first marriages don't be successful sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sometimes you got to do it 2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4, 5.
2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Okay. In the preparation, you said being prepared. What would a man need to do in order to be prepared to be married? I know one thing about relationships in general. Men have to learn women, whereas women really don't have to learn men because they don't really pursue men. It's 1,000 books about how.
That's true.
It's 1,000 books on how to get a woman. It's nothing on how to get a man.
Steve Harvey gave you one.
Yeah.
It's think like a man, act like a woman, which is exactly what not to do for a man, because men do not like women that act like men.
Ooh, I like that topic.
I mean, I get all of that. I'm just saying, maybe even as much as so, like, really dealing with yourself to see if some of the things that you're doing, because I feel like a lot of people, for instance, some of my friends who recently got married, I have a lot of male friends, and one in particular thought that ring was going to give him some sort of super infidelity powers. Like, no, sir.
That's what I thought.
If you were,
wow.
If you were cheating before, you're gonna continue to cheat. Like it was like a period of like, oh, I'm married. Ooh, look at this ring. Look at this ring, and then. It was like a SpongeBob cartoon. 16 days later.
So let's say when you say preparedness, like the man has to be prepared. I know that, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here. A lot of women expect the man to somewhat be a savior in some sense. They want him to come in and save the day, But at the same time, you have a lot of women that have to learn the art of being submissive.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we hate the word submissive, you know what I'm saying? Yes. But I think that there is like an art to being able to be submissive, in that. And so with that being said, how do you get yourself, because for me, I was the same way. I was like, and it was subconsciously for me. I feel that it was subconsciously because I was so used to being independent. I was used to raising my children, doing my own thing, and this, that, and the other. And then when someone comes along with a little substance or whatever, it's kind of like I got this whole independent badge that I'm just waving around, subconsciously waving it around, and didn't realize when to put that badge down, So I had to learn like, okay, I can put the badge up for now, and then I can show it when I need to show it when I'm being supportive to my husband at that time.
But he had to prove himself first, though, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But see, as a woman, we have to allow that man to do that. And sometimes being an independent woman or being a successful woman, things like that, we are so used to fixing everything and doing everything that it's very hard for us to stand back and let that person make those mistakes and learn, because we want to just fix it and get it right and do this and that and other.
But see, the thing about being a man is you have to realize that once you're coming into a situation like that, that's going to come with the territory. You got to break them walls down. You got to prove yourself. And that's just really part of being in your masculine energy. And that's how you get your woman out of her masculine energy, to prove yourself as being a man and you being worthy of her.
I like that.
Letting them walk guards down.
Well, one of the main natures of a man is to protect, provide, and fix. If women take away your ability to provide, even though it is not masculine, the thing is, over the last thousands, millions of years of human nature, men have done the same exact thing. The only difference is now women can do some of the stuff that we've always done.
True.
And that has thrown everything off. Because instead of us doing this role and them doing that role, these roles are getting crossed, and I want to do the man stuff. And most men say that women try to do the man stuff, and it really messes the relationship up.
Most women do not want to be the man.
At all.
Right.
At zero.
Zero.
But sometimes
None.
you're left with no choice.
Thank you.
And that's
Say it
when you're
again.
indebted. You've spent time in a relationship, so you don't know how to walk away. So you stay, and now you're the man and the woman. So you've weakened the man, which makes the relationship horrible.
But is it safe to say that some women don't know how to go back to being a feminine woman?
I don't know about them, but I do.
I agree with him, though. Absolutely. I do think sometimes you have to check yourself. I will speak for myself because I've been strong, independent, blah blah blah, and I had to learn to shut up. And
What?
yes,
Everybody shaking their head. Yeah.
Certified type A.
yes.
But they have to prove themselves.
He absolutely.
So there you go.
He absolutely did, but I had to also look at myself and be like, I might need to shut up in order for him to prove himself.
Yeah.
In order for him to step out and do some of the things, let me shut up and step back and see what happens
Because
without me
now the
trying
men
to
are shutting up
control
because I'll let
everything.
you argue. I ain't gonna argue with you. I'm gonna shut up.
You know what? I really do love how you did that, because that is so hard for, obviously based on the statistics, you know what I'm saying, that I said, and we don't know who was the thought process behind these statistics, because we know how that goes too.
Yeah.
But I think it's great that you said that, because that's one of the things that I think that a lot of black women struggle with, is being able to, because if a man came to them and said, you need to show yourself and prove yourself worthy to be my woman, if they just came out like that with it, we'd be like, oh hell no.
You need to show yourself. You can't be messed up.
You know, we wouldn't like it. We really wouldn't like it. We'll feel like, this person is they're
attacking me.
Yeah, they're attacking me, or I don't fit the mold, and then there's insecurities that come along with that.
Yeah.
Because we're feeling some kind of way about that. So I think it's great that you were able to be self-aware about that and say, let me step back. But at what point do you say, okay, how long do you think that you should allow this to happen? Because like we hear about, what is this 90-day rule or something like that, where
That ain't enough time because, oh Lord, how many people you have dated every 90 days?
You know, I don't believe in that myself. You know, I think that as we move into the subject of dating with a purpose, even though I'm married, I'm just talking in general about dating. I think that if you're a mature adult, that you don't have to, you know, you don't have to wait like 90 days to test drive the car. I mean, I know spiritually and all of that. I know people have those spiritual boundaries.
Yeah, because that got to be right.
So what do the guys say about that? Because, you know, women have been known to do that, to make a guy wait.
Not really.
Oh wow.
I mean, the truth is, these different rules say that I believe in playing games, and I don't have any type of discernment for myself to be able to make a decision. I mean, if you know, you know.
You don't know.
If you know, you know. So
that's what
90 days, 20 days, hey, it really doesn't take us long to know this could possibly be the one, or this ain't the one, and I'm going to ride until I can.
Well, that's you talking from a man because you knowing yourself.
But me though, I ain't opposed to it because my wife made me wait 90 days, even though that was like 14 years ago.
Okay.
So did that make you see her in a different light because she did that, or
yeah, it actually made me respect her more.
Okay,
yeah, it did.
Okay,
but I don't think it's necessary. But I mean, I ain't opposed to it.
Okay, but you
ain't going.
Well, the thing is, the same thing that you think about us. If you go in 90 days, you thinking, oh, he hoeing somewhere. He doing something.
Yeah.
He ain't going without. We think the same thing about you because y'all have those guys. Every woman cause y'all don't you. How many times have you asked the guy, say, hey, come here, let's go do something, and they said no? Almost never. The answer is always yes. So you always got your emergency. You always got yours ready. So it's a game for you.
But that's when people aren't dating with a purpose.
Yeah, and I don't think it's necessarily a game though.
It's a game.
I don't think it's a game.
think it's a game either.
I don't think it's a game.
How
I
is
think
it not a game?
Because you really want to make sure that things are right on an emotional level.
The connection.
That connection is actually that there's some connection there because a lot of times in relationship you can hide a whole lot of mess through amazing sex.
Yes.
Amazing sex will cover up so much
It'll make
crap.
you stay.
So
It'll make you cry.
Absolutely. It will make you think that you're in love with somebody and you're not. You're just in lust with them. Because if you take that sex away, you'll be like, we have absolutely nothing to talk about.
Well, at that same point, when people like let's say you take the sex away, and guys, we are you talk, we listen. We learn to be what you want us to be. In order, we are hunters.
Even if the intention is not good.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I saw an article that said that men asking women on dates is just like saying I want to have sex with you, and I believe that
I did. I saw that too.
That is true because a man is not dating nobody that he wouldn't have sex with. 100,000% true.
I mean, but that's perfectly fine.
But you can have sex with somebody you wouldn't date.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. You can have sex with somebody you wouldn't date. Yeah, we'll do that too.
So y'all messed the women head up then. See?
So who's really playing the game then?
Exactly.
You know.
Our purpose is to spread these seeds. Like you see bees, and they're going from flower to flower.
I feel like there's a reason why he needed immunity.
women are the selectors. We just trying to get these numbers up. We trying to get these stats.
That's the problem.
Trying to get these numbers
Let's talk about these stats.
Ooh.
Most of the time, it's not a shortage of good men. It's a shortage of good men that women want.
Okay, I can
Expand.
Expand. Any dude that's not like all of y'all have y'all things. 6 feet tall, dark, money. Like women is equal or better. If you ain't making the same amount of money or better, it's a wrap.
No. That's a no. I just want you to be able to take care of yourself. That's it.
Yeah.
I got me.
Yeah, but in general, women want equal or better. Women want tall and strong. Women want somebody that's some kind of way better than them.
Let me interject. For me, and probably some other women, I want somebody, if you don't make what I make, because the positions that we hold now, women, a lot of times men don't make what we make. So if you can't meet me there financially, then you need to go extra above and beyond in other aspects.
I mean, but that's the same thing that you expect for a woman to do. If she's your quote unquote trophy, then she has to be a trophy. Don't nobody call nobody a trophy wife and she's like not attractive, obesely overweight, and she ain't cooking and she ain't cleaning and she ain't doing all the sorts of acrobatics in the bedroom. So if you making all the money, then she's supposed to pick up and scoop up everything else. So that's all we're saying.
That's a strong statement that's not being lived out right now.
I never said it was exactly being lived out by everyone, but is that the expectation? Yes. It's the expectation. So that's all that I'm saying. If I do make the majority of the money, then you should be able to help me with some of the household duties.
Definitely.
Be a wife. Become a housewife.
Definitely. Whatever.
Oh, I never said that I wanted to become just a full housewife.
No,
that actually
I'm saying
isn't
the man.
my goal
You're giving him the housewife.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. Then you flip it. Then he's the house husband. Then.
Yes.
And so he should be able to take on those same responsibilities that if it was a woman, he should be doing that thing.
Would he really have 100% of your respect if he was a house husband?
I don't want a house husband.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'm just saying.
I want to share everything.
Some women would do this. Me personally,
they gonna cheat on them.
No,
they gonna cheat.
They would.
No.
Yes, they would. There are some
Women
relationships like that.
Not really. It's now.
Yes.
In the 2020s, but generally, women want equal or better. That's just it.
That might be what we want.
But you just said that was. We're talking about now. You're talking about the past. But now, because we all know black women are some of the most highly educated population. So and then unfortunately, systematically, a lot of black men are in jail. So that takes out a large piece of our pie. We've got
child support.
We've got some men that have chosen to be with other men. So then you have this smaller population left. So am I at a certain level? Am I probably making more than some of the men that I encounter? Absolutely. Does that make me look at him as less than a man? No, it does not.
Because we know. We're expecting that. We know.
Now, in terms of like your successful women in dating with purpose, to me, it's kind of like, as a woman, you're told by your dad to be independent. You're taught to be independent and to not depend on a man for this or that, even by your mom. You know, so we're not necessarily a majority of black women are not necessarily taught or shown how to be a wife.
That's true.
We are taught and shown how to be independent, how to work, how to take care of business, how how to get an education, how to do all of those things, but we're not actually shown how to be a wife. What is some of the trends that, in terms of like maybe your friends and things like that, or some red flags that you guys know that women, if you were to give women advice on finding a husband or to make themselves more desirable as a wife, what would you tell them to do? What would be one of the things you would tell them to work on? And be honest.
Look, mic check over there.
Being truly feminine. Real, yeah.
What does that mean though? Because we're trying to break it down for the people in the back. Explain it to us like you explained it to a 5-year-old.
Like, it doesn't take away from your independence. It just, I guess it's you knowing that when you in the presence of real masculine energy, that it's time. It's okay to be feminine. You know, you'll know it.
I think that the word that I got from that is vulnerability. Is a woman being able to be vulnerable. And for me, it's very hard for me to be vulnerable because I think that
so you saying not anymore?
I think that the man has to create a safe space
Right.
for the woman to be vulnerable and to be feminine and to be able to have that sense of security, especially if she's used to kind of carving out her own niche in her life. Then she has to have that sense of security to be able to be vulnerable and to know that it's okay. It's okay for me to be feminine. It's okay for me to be vulnerable. It's okay, and have that reassurance from the man.
Reassurance is the word. Yes.
And so this is where I think like your love languages come into play in terms of getting to know your person that you're dating. You know, if you're dating with a purpose, what is that purpose? What is your purpose of dating? And sometimes I think that we mix it up, men and women. Mix that whole thing up. And now the first thing, can I have immunity too? Do I have immunity?
Immunity granted.
Okay. The first thing is, I think until you know that there's like really, you have a person that you really feel that this could possibly be that one, I don't think that women should date only one person at a time.
I don't think anybody should.
I think you should date like multiple people at one time. Now that doesn't mean that you're intimate with all of these people, but I do think that you do need to date, because you don't want to like get set on one person and then your focus is on that one person, and then you try to make that person be something more than what they are or what it's supposed to be, because everyone that you date is not necessarily meant to be your husband, or they might just end up being a great friend, or they just might be passing through or passing by, or whatever. And a lot of times we get caught up in that because of these double standards that men give women, because I don't want to be a hoe. You know, I don't want to be judged because I'm dating multiple. Because instantly the man automatically thinks that if you tell him, listen, baby, you ain't the only one I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? I got another date tomorrow or something like that. He's instantly going to think, they're being intimate.
But what if, so you said that works for men and women, right?
I think it should go both ways as long as they're transparent.
But
transparency.
If a man has to prove himself to you, right, to get you to break this wall down, how can he do this by dealing with other women?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Well, I think that as time progresses and you vet each other, you'll know if you guys are really feeling each other to the point where you kind of want to break off, because if you want that woman.
And then let me wait for not for me to cut you off. Let me say this, especially being in my 30s and having children. Let's just say you meet a single man like me, and how you gonna have time to prove yourself to your children, your work life,
right?
And multiple women.
I agree.
Somebody
with
gonna come up short.
Yeah, I don't think you can be completely open and honest if you got yourself pulled 25% over here, 25% over there. That's just me. I think if I'm dating you, I'm focused on you. If it's gonna work, it's gonna work. If it's not, we're gonna go our separate ways.
Yeah.
Boom. That's how I feel about it.
I think
I'm
there's different levels to dating.
Yeah.
So I think what Dee's talking about is more like when you're at that initial stage.
Yes.
I got
Y'all are in.
Gotcha.
These are in the very. This is in the very
Yes. Okay.
beginning. This
Yes,
is like maybe like 2-3 dates in.
Okay.
You might be dating a couple of different people. 2-3 dates in. But after it's getting to, we're not talking about 10-15 dates and you're like, man, I still don't know. You know.
Yeah.
At 10-15, that's
I
a
think
relationship.
it
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
I think
you're not talking about all of that.
But I think then for women it becomes competition. Oh, you dating 3 other people? I'm finna show you I'm better than all 3-4 other people, and that's not the real true
And
genuine
then when the
person.
dude
they're
settle
dating.
with you, you gonna put your guard back up.
Yep.
You know, I think that there should be, you know, you as a woman, I think that that's healthy in terms of you having a man or a woman that you think somebody else wants. You know, and I think that, you know, as women and as men, we need to keep ourselves up and keep ourselves, you know, kind of fresh in what you're doing and things like that in the beginning. You know, I think it kind of plays into the whole thing of you kind of getting to know each other and things like that. But I'm just saying, as you date more, you'll know which person is worthy of your time or not worthy of your time, or who's showing up or who's consistent. And, you know, because we tend to forego a lot of things in dating men, you know, when we're just dating that one person because we're focused in on that one person.
And then how do you find the time to date all these people? Like you
Yeah.
said, I mean, working and being a mother, and I don't even see how they find time to date 4 people.
Yeah.
I don't
Easy.
get it.
I mean, but you gotta understand. You find time,
But if you date
for
with
whatever
intent.
you want to find time for.
I
Let's be
guess.
for real. I can be the busiest person. Like at one, you know, you can be very busy. Like people are like, "Oh, I was so busy, I couldn't return your phone call for days." I'm not that busy. At one point in time, I was running 2 buildings, and I was doing consulting work, working out, and taking care of 2 twins for one of my friends. I still could have called you back if I wanted to. I just didn't want to.
You weren't that important.
You find time for what you want to find time for. So it doesn't, you know, I feel like that's an aspect of it too.
Bars.
Yeah, and I get that when you have children and things like that it could be a challenge or whatnot. I just think it's just important to know what it is that you want.
Right.
And I think in order to get to what you want or what things make you happy, you have to have variety to do that, you know, because you could think that you're happy with this one person and then you put all this time and energy into it, you realize, okay, then next. And
Right.
then you on to, and then you are a serial dater because you're going from one person to the next person to the next person.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so I think, you know, in the beginning, it's okay to have fun. It's okay to, you know, just not take it so seriously to start with. Just
Gotcha.
kind of just be like, okay, let me see.
I think it's different for women because if y'all really know that y'all with that dude that y'all want to be from the beginning, y'all ain't gonna date nobody. Y'all not gonna play around
I
with
ain't
other
going.
men.
But I think that's the issue that a lot of women have.
Yeah.
That's why they get
7
stuck.
out of 10, according to that. That's the issue for 7 out of 10.
They get stuck
We get-
because you just so tunnel vision on this one dude, like he's it. He's got to be the one. I've been on 10-15 dates with him. I'm going to make him he's going to make me his girlfriend. And you're like, why are you so stuck on this man? Meanwhile, this other dude is in your inbox or DMs or whatever, and he just wants to take you out on a date, and you're like, no, I gotta concentrate on this one. Like, no, you might want to. I mean, apples are great, but try a cherry. See what happens.
Yeah.
But what would that man think if he heard or ran into you or saw you out on a date with someone else? They're gonna then put their guard up like,
But I thought his guard was already up, because if we had 10 or 15 dates and I'm still not his girlfriend, then something ain't right.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
Well,
when it comes to that, I mean, with us, I mean, it doesn't take long to decide that this is or isn't our prototypical woman.
Okay.
And when it comes to that, it's very hard to just, you can work for this sex. You might as well work this sex until let's milk this cow until them others are gone.
Oh wow.
Yeah, let's work this thing until it's over. I mean,
Terrible, babe. Terrible.
it is, but in
Until
general,
the others are gone.
in general, just think about it. A lot of times, women have actually disqualified themselves that first time when they said that little bit that they shouldn't have said. They
What was a little bit? I want to know.
Sometimes women they go off and they say this stuff, and then the dude, he get that reaction like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like let me tell you.
Okay, that's what we want to know.
My guys at work, they married and they've been in long-term relationships, and they told me, they said, hey, what you need to do, get your woman, make her mad. Not play mad, but mad.
The truth gonna come out.
Mad as you can possibly make her, and see what she does.
Wow.
Now I will completely agree with that, because I do have.
You would agree with that?
No, I only agree with that, saying that the truth will come out when you made them like ridiculously super mad, because sometimes.
Will it be the
Because
truth?
I've had friends that people will make them mad, and they will say some words to a man that I feel like you should never say to a man. If you want him to be your protector and everything like that, then you can't belittle him and be like, oh, he done made you mad. Well, guess what? And then you can't come back from that.
Right,
and even if y'all do try to move forward, you've bruised something in him.
But it wouldn't be the truth then. It'd just be her speaking out of anger.
No, it could have been the truth.
It could have been the truth. That alcohol or that anger will get the truth out of you. But what they were saying was you make them mad, and if you can handle them at their maddest, marry them.
Oh wow.
Huh.
That's an old school tactic.
Yeah, that's old school. When I get mad, when I'm mad,
yeah.
And you want to marry me after that?
That's what I'm saying. If a man can take you at your worst, hey, you good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if what you do is something that he cannot handle, hey, you gotta cut him. Well, not cut him, but you gotta work.
Why you pointing at me? Why you pointing at me, D? Why you pointing at me?
I was pointing at you because you said something about the others, and yeah, you gotta do them others. You gotta work it until you can't work it no more.
See, why we always gotta fight, D? D and D. I just don't even.
What I'm saying is, guys are not gonna eliminate themselves from sex.
Oh,
Absolutely, for no circumstances. You finna break up with us. You finna break your vagina away from us. Cause other than that, we're gonna beat that thing until
Not break up. Break your vagina away from us. Not you as a person, but your vagina.
Yeah.
I'm not really sad about you, but your vagina.
You take it both.
You gonna take your vagina with you? Because the vagina can stay here.
So, okay, so back to the statistics again.
Get us back to something.
Okay, so the statistics says that there are 91 black males per 100 black females. Okay, that's what it's saying. So, what do the women need to do to get a husband? Like what?
Oh, he ready to tap in again. Let him tap in.
Let me get some of that.
Let him tap in.
But wait a minute, let me finish. Okay, it is a result of mortality, imprisonment among black males that Jackie had mentioned before. That goes into this number as well. So available black females outnumber black males as a result of mortality,
in jail
and imprisonment among black males. And apparently that has increased, which makes it stiff competition. Okay, so for
He's so ready to take the mic. Your husband is ready to take the mic. He got all the answers.
I'm trying to get to a point here, babe. Come on. What?
Go on ahead, let him go.
he gotta get it out.
One of the main stats is that 80% of women only want 20% of men. The other 80% of men are invisible. Women want the apex male, and that's it. If you're not 6 feet, if you don't make $100,000, if you are not handsome, if you are not trim and fit, hey, to left.
Yeah.
You don't think that a lot of men want those exact same qualities though in women?
Yes, and back to the statistics again here. It says in marriage markets where women are outnumbered by men can be more selective when choosing a mate and exert more leverage in romantic ties using their influence and control relationship formation and duration. So I was trying to work my way back around to this is, as a woman, when you're wanting to, is there such a thing to make yourself more desirable as a wife? And because I hear a lot of times, I hear women say, oh, he got to take me as I am. And, you know, or why
you jumping?
You know, if I'm not good enough, then, you know, does that mindset, could that be something that plays into this 7 out of 10 with women, is that they feel that they don't have to make those improvements to get a husband or to make themselves more marketable as a wife? You know, what do y'all think about that?
I think it's a setup. I think when you go in acting as a wife, you attract men that need a mother, men that don't know much about marriage. You attract sick people. I'm just being real.
You're saying if you start off showing your wife,
yes,
qualities.
You attract some people need nurturing, and they not ready.
So how does the man?
Attract that being.
How does the man know?
The trophy.
How do you know then? If you are holding back somewhat, how do they know that, you know,
that you actually have those qualities?
Yeah. At what point do you say, okay, I'm going to, you know, let these things out so that I can show this person that I'm worthy to be the wife or for him to choose me?
I mean, to me, I feel like, and even with some of my married friends, I have a lot of married friends.
Yes.
Exactly. All of my friends are married, actually. I am the single one, but all of my friends are married. I do feel like sometimes us as women, especially, you know, some single women, some married women too, they want to put a lot in to get a man, but not to keep him.
Yeah.
And that can even be before you even get to the ring. Like, you going out, you making sure, you know, I have like one friend, he's like, well, my wife will, when she goes out with her friends, she is looking good. Taking a shower, smell good, looking like, if y'all could see Salita looking good. She had these boots on.
Yes, Salita is smoking today, baby.
Yeah, she is ready today. So, and that's how you would be. But she's with her man now. Her man's here too. But that's how a lot of women will be when they're going out with their friends. But then on a day-to-day basis, around in the house with their man, they got on a do-rag, some of his shorts, and one of his t-shirts and stuff like that. And it's like, you still got to be able to do some of the same things. Like, when he was looking at you when you got him, like, come on, those are some of the same things that you have to do.
Well, let me ask you this. Well, you're not married, but
I am not. I just told you that. You have the dog it in.
Rubbing it in like,
yeah, I just said that. You know?
Okay, you talked about how women, they go overboard in the beginning and it kind of slows down. So, what about a real sensitive subject, like weight gain?
Oh, you know what? I will take this on just because I do have a friend, and and she was like, "Yeah, he said that I done gained a little weight."
And you can't say that.
And she was like, "But I had a baby." I said, "Girl,
the baby 10.
She is 5.
My baby 23.
Yes. I was like, girl, now you know, little dude is 7.
Right.
Like, I was like, now come on. I said you can go,
but you can't
to
say
the
that
gym,
to your wife or your spouse.
But it doesn't make any sense that you shouldn't be able to say that, or maybe say it in a way like, hey, let's go together.
Yeah, baby, let's get up.
Let's go together. Out. And I know some women still be like, I don't want to go. I'm gonna sweat out my hair. But at the same time, you gonna lose your man eventually if you was around 200 and Coke bottle in shape, and now you like a 2 liter. Like, you also got to think about that. So
it's the approach, though.
I do feel like that. But what way could somebody really approach you?
I don't think it's the approach.
You can't.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think women get angry.
I mean, if somebody come and tell me,
the only way you can do it is be encouraging. That's the only way you can do it.
No, that ain't gonna work. Some people need some tough love. Like
the
my
tough love
friend,
don't make you go in the shell. She
needs some tough love. I love her, but she needs some tough love.
It can't come from your
tough
man.
love is Kevin Samuels.
If your man is working out,
Okay,
I feel like
that's it. Mute his mic. Mute his mic. Mute it.
But honestly, I feel like if your man is working out, then you want to spend time with him. You see he's into his body. That should trigger something for the woman anyway.
It should.
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to work out. You look good. I'm not finna be fat and you toned all up. I mean, not going to happen.
That happened.
That's me. That's my experience.
I've seen a lot of bodybuilders with women that, like, she just keeps a little bit, gaining 10, 15 here and there,
And she don't want to spend time with her man. She leave him at the gym so Susie can get him.
But that's my point. That's my point. Like, you should be able, and a man should be, like you said, a man should be able to tell his wife, girlfriend, or significant other that let's try to do this as a unit. Now, I did have a man tell me, he was like, "Oh yeah, you done gained a little weight." I was a little bit offended, but I was like, okay.
Tell them the truth.
I'm gonna start going. I was like, I'm gonna start going to the gym and changing my eating habits. This was when I was at Caryville. Me and Dee was eating like steak dinners for lunch. Like
I was 100 and some pounds heavier too. Then.
We was eating so much food, and I was like, he right. I don't need these calamari for lunch. So I did change my eating habits and stuff like that. And I was like, so I'm going to the gym. You're gonna start going to the gym too. Yeah. That didn't happen. I continue to go to the gym. He's like, "Oh, you're making progress." Yeah, but you're actually not. You said you were going to do CrossFit. When are you going to start?
But
went once.
You seem like a woman that accepts the truth. Most women not good with the truth.
I can agree with that because
we know we just don't want to hear it from you.
I'll say that.
Right.
That's what it is.
You know what?
Like me, I know. I don't need you to tell me.
All right. I told my wife something. Then her sister tell her the same thing, and she be like, "Oh, I never heard it like that."
I've
been saying it for 14 years.
We expect you to love us no matter what. That's what that is.
Yes.
But why? I mean, let's be for real. Like, when people are like, "Oh, I was attracted first to her heart." No, you wasn't. You didn't know her heart.
You knew her booty.
You knew her booty. Like, you didn't know that. And just for the same reason with man, he just has a beautiful soul. No, he had a 6-pack and he was cut. That's what I saw first. We were on the beach. That's what I saw. I don't know though, because
I don't want no skinny man. I ain't never like no skinny man. You don't want no bones.
Yeah, me either. But I will say that when I was heavier and we would try to do exercise stuff, it was terrible. We would try to work out and of course I'd be out of breath and he like, move. you being lazy. You just need to keep moving. I'm like, I'm tired. I mean, And then, he's jogging and I'm walking I can't keep up and I'm moving too slow for him and this, that, and the other. It did not work. But now it would work. I mean, but I wasn't in the right mindset at the time. I wasn't open to receive that. And I think that plays into this 7 out of 10, back to these statistics. This 7 out of 10 is because mindset.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to be in a certain mindset when you're dating or you're looking for a husband or you want a husband. There's a certain mindset that you have to have, and you have to be open to that communication, and you have to take in, you know, advice and different things like that. And I think, you know, like for us, we don't like it when a man tell us, look, babe, you need to tone it up, get that together if you want me to be your man. But we can tell a man, hey, you ain't got no money to take me out, I don't want to go out with you.
And say it with the
You know,
quickness.
like no problem. I mean it's I could not be single these days because I can't go. I cannot go to Red Lobster. I'm not going to Olive Garden. I just certain stuff I'm just not going to do. But that's just me. But I'm saying that we have all of these standards that we want for a man to bring to the table. And I'm sorry, ladies. The cool, you know, that ain't the only thing that can come to the table. Like, we have to have other things. I think that it's important as a woman that you have yourself in a position to take on that husband. You know, we say we want a husband because we see our friends getting married. We see all this stuff and we think, oh, we want that so bad.
It's not all it's cracked up.
Yeah, but it's work. And
it's
I
a
think
lot of work.
A whole lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And I think that as a woman, if you have children, you need to have those children in line. You know,
Correct.
they need to be respectful children. You know, your house needs to be, you know, function in a certain kind of way. You need to have yourself in a position to take on that husband. It's not fair to say, oh, I want a man to come in and your credit jacked up and this, that, and the other. You want him to come in and fix everything that, you know, or whatnot. It's okay to do some things together, but I think as a woman, to make yourself more desirable as a wife, that's something that we just need to know that, hey, it's more males to it is women.
Facts.
And it I mean, you know what I'm trying to say.
More men.
I mean, you know what I'm saying.
More women.
It's more women to men.
To men.
And that they have options. And that's just the way it is, and that we need to make sure that we're working on ourselves and we're at a really good place in our life when we want to take on a husband.
I read this book one time. It's called Single, Married, Separated, and Life After Divorce by Miles Monroe. That book is the bomb. So if you are single, if you're trying to get married, when I tell you that book tells you much. It tells you about what a man should already be. That's how the Bible intended for the man to already be prepared to be a husband. And he would attract the correct wife. He would search for the correct wife. And that's not happening now. Women are looking for men instead of the men looking for the wife.
What do y'all think about the women proposing to men?
Oh, no.
No.
Look so dumb. I'm like, baby, get up.
No.
Get up, baby.
No. Ain't no way. Like,
Ain't no way.
I joke
I
with
can't
my
do
dude.
it.
Now he be like, so you gon' stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
That lets me know you're not ready. He's not ready.
Or maybe he be joking with me and I'll be like, maybe he's trying to do what D said. Let's see how mad we can get her and see if I still love her after this. Sir, ain't nobody proposing to you.
I'm not doing that.
Not doing it. Because a man finds a wife.
That's right.
How it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
He needs to know.
So is it anything that a woman can do to make the man be ready to be married? Like, can you speed that process up, or is that something that the man just has to do on his own?
I don't know. I've been tricked twice. So I don't know. They come find me and propose and we get married, but they don't be ready. They be lying. So I don't know. Yeah. I can help you get the ring. I don't know how to keep it.
But because I did that, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready at all, mentally, financially, and none of it. I thought I was, but you. It's like I was thinking that, like the ring is like the motivation for the woman to be a certain
Oh,
outcome.
You thought,
Yeah.
you thought it had magical powers too.
Yeah.
It does. It does. It does not. It
don't
does
work.
not have magical powers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I don't know what would expedite the process, but in general, men always do the hunting, and women always do the standards and stuff like that. And in the situation with black, well, especially like black men, is we are rare commodity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's women want tall, green,
Oh my God.
education, 6 figures, and that guy
He loves those statistics.
I got a question for the
He
men.
loves them
I have a question for the men.
Yes.
So why is it that I've noticed most men propose to you because they don't want nobody else to have you? What is that all about? You are so scared
Well,
of
what is
losing
that
a woman,
about?
so now I'm gonna give you a ring because I'm scared you're gonna go the other way. What's that about?
Don't look at Jeremy.
Jeremy did a deep exhale, like
He took a deep breath. I hit you right there.
I mean, because you always have in the back of your mind, you always heard this, that when you find a good thing, you better keep it.
Yeah.
So you know if your woman got a good heart or not. So even if she don't show,
A bird in the hand. What is it? A bird in the hand is
Better
worth.
than
Well,
an
better
egg in a
than
basket
two
or
in the
something like
bush.
that.
Yeah,
Two in the bush.
two in the
Yeah,
bush,
I'm
yes.
crazy. Yeah.
two in the bush. Yes.
Man, that's
I
terrible.
mean, it is more women
what I
available than
see.
it is men, but it's not a lot of good.
It's not a lot of quality women,
Right.
and then a lot of times with men, even the dude that I'm dating now, he's a good dude. But for instance, the other day I asked him for $10. Do I need $10? Absolutely not. But I did it because I no, it really is. This was really because I do random ignorant stuff. I was trying to get some food from one place, but I thought it could be nasty because I was trying it out. So I wanted him to buy me pizza from another place that I knew would be good. So he was going to buy my backup meal. Because I didn't want to buy my backup meal. And so we going back and forth. And I said, hey, sir, you got to know when you winning. When do I ever ask you for money? Do I ever ask you for any sort of money to pay any sort of bill or anything like that? I just asked you for $10. He was like, you know what? You're right. Let me go ahead and send you this $10 and go on. Like, so sometimes when men know when they winning, they gonna go ahead and lock that down.
Yeah. I think sometimes they don't know when they're winning. Though.
Sometimes they don't.
We do.
You got to know when you're winning.
Oh, y'all do.
You do.
We do. We do. I mean, the whole thing is a game.
Everybody lying. Know what you said?
It's a game.
It's not a game.
6 foot abs.
Even saying you don't know, it's all a strategy. Everything is a strategy to get to an end.
I don't believe that. I think that people are driven by different things. I think
for sure.
emotionally they're driven by emotion. They make some decisions based on emotional decisions. I think some people make decisions based on what they think they like, what they want in life, and how their person
Everything's driven by emotion.
plays a part in that picture of what they envision themselves or whatnot. I don't necessarily, and some people do play games. Some people do play games
and mess it up for people that's really genuine
Yes,
and
Well,
done
yeah.
on purpose.
I know when my car could possibly be keyed by a person. I knew this stuff.
He goes to the so drastic end of
I'm saying.
things.
I knew when I was really getting myself in some, I don't know, ish.
Tip tapping. He was tip
But
tapping.
why not?
Because you was going to get the vagina. You going to break the vagina.
he was trying to run the numbers up.
Break the vagina.
And the udders. Don't forget about them udders. Drain those udders. Drain those udders.
Oh, my God.
That vagina and the mothers ain't no joke.
Oh my
Bless his heart.
Okay.
Bless his heart.
Well, unfortunately, we do have to bring the episode to a close. And I would like to have you guys back again to continue this type of conversation and whatnot. And I really thank you guys for coming and giving us your 2 cents.
I wish y'all could see how she's looking at her husband.
Please have him back.
Man, please have him back. I love Demetric. I swear I do. I love him.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, again, thank you all for joining Let's Be Honest podcast. It was a blast having our special guest today. Joining Boss Babes was Jeremy and Demetric. I hope that they can come back again. We can continue this type of conversation.
So much fun.
And next time, I actually have a Dear D letter.
Ooh.
Yes.
That sounds good.
Yes. So I have a Dear D letter, and we are going to read that, and we're going to give our listener some advice on the situation that they have going on. So if you have a question about something, or you want advice from the Boss Babes and our special guest, then, send me an email at letsbehonestpodcast@yahoo.com, or you can send me a message on Facebook. If you have not liked that page, then head on over and do me a favor and like the Let's Be Honest podcast with Demetria Facebook page. I would love to hear from you and make those connections with you guys. And until the next time, guys, let's be honest.
Yes.